Africa, a wild land that never sleeps. From the fiery dawn to the blood-red dusk, life and death are locked in an eternal chase. The seeming tranquility is but a fragile veil concealing a storm of instinct. Every breath of wind carries the whisper of a battle yet untold. Here, time does not flow gently. It beats to the rhythm of the pounce, the hunt, the watchful eye. This is no place for the faint of heart, a world where every moment hangs in the balance between survival and demise. Across the vast golden grasslands of the African continent, a new day begins with a palpable energy. Light pierces the horizon, an invitation to a ceaseless journey of survival. With the rising sun, the air itself begins to change. It is no longer a gentle breeze, but a furnace blast carrying with it a primal ultimatum: move, hunt, survive, or be forgotten. In this wild and immense territory, survival is not a right. It is a daily conquest. Every sound, every footstep, every glance has a purpose. Let us immerse ourselves in the world of African wildlife to witness its mesmerizing strategies, rivalries, and adaptations. All unfolding beneath the untamed skies of Africa. As dawn first touches the savannah floor, a regal presence emerges: the lion. Its authority does not depend on speed. Its movement alone, steady, silent, with an intense gaze, is enough for all surrounding creatures to feel its power. It is no accident that it is known as the king of the savannah. Living in prides of up to 15 individuals, lions possess a social structure unique among the great cats. This is one of the secrets to their dominance. For it is the lionesses that form the pride's enduring soul, a sisterhood of mothers, daughters, and aunts bound by blood and the shared duty of survival. Theirs is a legacy written not in stone, but in the lifeblood of the savannah itself. The males, whose positions are more transient, hold power only for a time until they are challenged and replaced. The hunts are perfectly coordinated campaigns. A lone lioness has little chance, but as a group, they encircle, ambush, and bring down their prey with lethal efficiency. Once the prey has fallen, the hierarchy is clear, even in the sharing of the meal. The males feed first, followed by the females, and finally the cubs. A male lion can weigh over 550 pounds and measure more than 6 feet in length with a dense mane that serves both as protection in battle and as a sign of maturity and strength. Yet behind this image of dominance lies a life of constant challenge. A lion may spend up to 20 hours a day at rest, conserving its energy. At night, its roar can be heard up to 5 miles away. A formidable declaration of territory sent to any would-be challengers. This land is taken. Yet even with all the risks, the lion remains a symbol of strength, courage, and strategy. It reigns not just through ferocity, but through social intelligence and the unity of its pride. The lion's roar asserted its authority over the land, a declaration that most were compelled to listen to. But as night fell, another sound rose in response, not a royal roar, but a sinister laugh. A sound that signaled that the laws of the day were about to be broken. Its piercing laughter shatters the twilight calm, a warning that the night is about to come alive. At first glance, hyenas may seem disorganized, but behind that facade lies a remarkably complex social system. The spotted hyena lives in large clans that can number more than 80 individuals. And contrary to most mammals, it is the females who rule here. They are larger, more powerful, and lead the clan with an iron grip. Despite their reputation as scavengers, they are in fact highly proficient hunters. It is estimated that over half the prey a clan consumes is a result of their own hunts. When hunting, they coordinate, closing in on their prey with astonishing speed and endurance. Their jaws possess an unparalleled bite force strong enough to crush the hardest of bones. Few animals can escape a coordinated pursuit by hungry hyenas. They leave nothing to waste from skin to bone. But perhaps the most fascinating aspect of the hyena is its adaptability. They thrive in almost any environment, from arid plains to open woodlands. On the African savannah, success does not always belong to the swiftest or the strongest. Sometimes it belongs to those who wait, adapt, and act as one. As night falls, another kind of predator awakens. Silent, solitary, and all but invisible, the leopard glides through the darkness like a living phantom. In this realm of dim light, it reveals itself. A patient, precise hunter and the master of a territory it traverses without a trace. The leopard is the most elusive of Africa's great cats. Its coat, adorned with unique rosettes, renders it nearly impossible to detect. Weighing up to 200 pounds and measuring around 6 feet in length, the leopard combines strength and agility in a singular fashion. Capable of hoisting prey twice its own weight high into the branches of a tree, the leopard does not share what it has earned. Unlike the lion, the leopard prefers solitude. Each individual maintains and patrols its own territory, marked with scent and claw marks on tree trunks. Its hunting technique is one of stealthy approach. It moves low to the ground using vegetation as cover until it is mere feet from its prey. Then it launches with a powerful burst, finishing the hunt with a precise bite to the throat or skull. The hunt is brief, direct, and silent. Its diet is incredibly varied, from antelopes to birds, reptiles, and even fish if the opportunity arises. This flexibility makes it one of the most successful predators. In the invisible hierarchy of the savannah, the leopard is the master of secrets. It endures where few others can. The morning heat still radiates from the earth. A slender silhouette appears on the horizon. A light frame, long lean muscles, and a posture of constant alertness. It is the cheetah, the swiftest of the grassland hunters. But its speed is more than just an impressive number. It is a perfect adaptation. And then it explodes, a blur of gold and black unleashed across the plains. In moments, the world is reduced to a streak of color as the cheetah consumes the very ground beneath its feet, bending the laws of motion to its will. Its body is a specialized hunting machine, a flexible spine, long legs and semi-retractable claws that act as spikes on a high-speed track. But this speed comes at a price. The cheetah is not a predator of endurance. A chase longer than 1,300 feet can leave it utterly exhausted. Therefore, every hunt requires calculation, patience, and the seizing of the right moment. Unlike lions or hyenas, the cheetah does not fight for its kill. Its solitary nature compels it to hunt and eat quickly before larger rivals arrive to steal its prize. A female cheetah raises her cubs alone, often in remote and carefully camouflaged locations. She moves her den every few days to avoid being tracked. The cheetah's life is one of risk and velocity. Every attempt to hunt expends energy that may not be recovered. But still it runs, and when it runs, it is as if nature itself pauses to watch. The ground trembles faintly before any movement is seen. A deep, distant sound announces the approach of a majestic presence. Gradually, the colossal figures of an African elephant herd emerge, parading slowly across the savannah. They are the true giants of this continent. Weighing up to 13,000 pounds and standing over 10 feet tall, the African elephant is the largest land mammal on the planet. They live in groups led by the oldest female, the matriarch. Her experience dictates the herd's direction, guiding them in their search for water and food. The trunk, perhaps their most remarkable feature, is a multifunctional tool. With over 40,000 muscles, it is used to eat, drink, communicate, and even caress other members of the herd. But beyond their physical power, it is their intelligence that is most astonishing. But their true power lies not in their size, but in their minds. For an elephant does not simply see the world, it remembers it. They hold the memory of ancient pathways, of long-lost waterholes, and of family. They feel loss, they mourn their dead, revealing a depth of consciousness that echoes our own. This sensitivity allows them to survive prolonged droughts and find hidden water sources, even in seemingly barren lands. As they pass, they transform the environment, felling trees, creating clearings, and digging for water. These actions benefit countless other species. In the vastness of the savannah, the elephant is not just an inhabitant, it is a guardian. Among the murky riverbanks of Africa, where the water appears calm and harmless, one of the planet's most ancient predators lies in wait. The Nile crocodile, its eyes half closed just above the surface, watches in absolute silence. Its weapons are time and patience. And when it strikes, it does so without warning. Reaching lengths of up to 20 feet and weighing over 2,000 pounds, the African crocodile is an unstoppable force in aquatic ecosystems. Its thick hide protects its body like living armor. Its eyes and nostrils, positioned on top of its head, allow it to observe without being detected. Its bite is one of the most powerful in the animal kingdom. When its jaws snap shut, the force is so great that bones break instantly. But the attack does not end there. The crocodile spins its body violently underwater in a maneuver known as the death roll, disorienting its prey. Their menu is diverse, from zebras and wildebeest to even young hippos. During the seasonal river crossings, when great herds seek new pastures, crocodiles position themselves with surgical precision. They know that chaos and panic will create the perfect conditions for their hunt. The presence of the crocodile is fundamental to the health of the rivers. They control populations, clean up carcasses, and influence the behavior of terrestrial species. Under the unforgiving heat of the African afternoon, a cloud of dust slowly rises as a formidable shape appears on the horizon. The rhinoceros, with its thick skin and characteristic horn, moves forward with an unstated majesty. The African rhinoceros can weigh up to 3,300 pounds and be over 10 feet long. Its appearance is that of a prehistoric relic. Despite its brutish image, there is a surprising sensitivity to its nature. Its eyesight is limited, but its senses of smell and hearing compensate with remarkable precision. On the savannah, the rhinoceros plays a vital role, feeding primarily on grasses and shrubs. It helps control vegetation, allowing new plant species to grow. It is a true gardener of the savannah. Despite its gentle diet, it is a territorial and highly reactive animal. Confrontations, especially in competition for females, can be incredibly fierce. Few predators dare to confront an adult rhinoceros. The young, however, if isolated, can become targets for lions or hyenas. In the vastness of the African savannah, where the rhythm of life oscillates between bursts of speed and moments of tense silence, the rhinoceros walks with a venerable serenity. On the African savannah, every dawn and every dusk closes another chapter. Stories of power, strategy, survival, and adaptation. The giants that shape the landscape, the predators that move like ghosts, all play an essential role in this wild symphony. The balance between life and death, action and silence, brutality and beauty, reveals the true essence of nature in its purest state. Observing these creatures, we understand that greatness lies not only in size or strength, but in how each being finds its own way in a world full of challenges. In this realm, the ruler is not the tiger, the lion, or the crocodile. It is a silent, almost invisible creature, yet one that possesses a lethal power. The Anaconda, the giant constrictor known as the Phantom of the Swamp. Among them, one female is legendary, a name the local people dare only whisper in awe: Velcara. The dry season arrives slowly, but its grip is relentless. Water recedes from the swamps, leaving behind mudflats and the stench of decaying fish. But for Velcara, this is not merely a time of scarcity. It is the dawn of a sacred period. The mating season has begun. Ancestral instinct awakens, compelling her to leave her familiar territory to begin a perilous journey through treacherous lands, seeking the gathering place of the males. Velcara moves in silence, a master of concealment among the dense thickets, evading the watchful eyes of hunting jaguars. But her greatest enemy now is her own kind. Other females are also in season, and aggressive males are ready to engage in ferocious battles for the right to mate. One overcast morning, Velcara reaches a large swamp where more than a dozen males have already scented her arrival. A great writhing sphere of serpents begins to form. Their bodies twist together, a terrifying, glistening mass, moving in slow, primal unison. For hours, Velcara lies at the center of this moist, violent embrace, selecting her mate in a trance of pure instinct. For Velcara, this is not just a biological moment, but the start of a new phase of her life to carry, deliver, and protect her lineage. After the struggle in the mire, Velcara has not only conquered the strongest mate, but now carries new life within her. For anacondas, there is no nest, no care from a partner, only the endurance of the mother. In the weeks that follow, Velcara's body begins to transform. She grows thicker, slower, but also far more dangerous. She retreats to a deep, secluded swamp where the light cannot penetrate. Here she rests, gathering her strength and avoiding all conflict. She moves only when she must hunt, each movement measured so as not to endanger the dozens of embryos growing within her. Down below in the dark, silent waters, one life cycle pauses in heavy stillness. But high above, in the sun-drenched canopy, the story of the forest continues, written in sound and motion. Among the giant trees where sunlight rarely breaks through lies the kingdom of the forest's most playful inhabitants, howler monkeys and saki monkeys. A troop leader, Toko, a howler monkey with a jet black coat and an unusually large throat, takes a deep breath. A moment later, a thunderous roar echoes through the forest for miles, a declaration of his sovereignty. Females and their young play in the branches, leaping with the grace of skilled acrobats. They are mischievous, yet ever vigilant, for danger can come from any direction. In the lower forest, a 200-pound tapir moves quietly through the damp mud. With its long, flexible snout, it sniffs the ground, searching for leaves and tender shoots. It is a placid herbivore, but it lives in constant fear of the jaguar's claws. At the slightest unusual sound, it will bolt like a bullet, plunging into the river to escape. On the damp forest floor, an army ant leads an invisible legion. They need no nest, only a signal. Thousands advance as one, attacking any insect, reptile, or even fledgling bird, unable to escape their path. Above, colorful birds like jacamars and tanagers flit between the treetops, competing for seeds, insects, and the rare shafts of sunlight. And then, on a rotting log, a smaller creature appears, carrying death in a single touch, a poison dart frog. With its brilliant blue skin and fiery black spots, it is a living warning sign of the Amazon, small, beautiful, and deadly. The toxin on its skin is potent enough to kill dozens of adult humans, and has been used for centuries by indigenous peoples to tip their hunting arrows. Time passes in silence. The Amazon changes season once more. The first rains fall, creating small streams that weave through the ancient tree roots. In a hidden swamp, Valkyra no longer hunts. Her colossal body is now heavier than ever. The first contractions begin a distant drumbeat, heralding a moment that cannot be delayed. The time of birth has come. No nest, no mate, no help. In the darkness of the forest, Valkyra begins to give birth, a process that is instinctive and violent. Her body writhes. One by one, the young emerge from their mother, slick and fragile like ribbons of living satin. Anacondas give birth to live young. They do not lay eggs. The first newborns quickly slither away. Instinct drives them to hide amongst the moss away from the eyes of any predator. There is no affection, no care. In the world of serpents, the young are born warriors. They already have teeth, they can swim, and they are ready to kill small prey if needed. Valcara lies motionless in the mud, breathing heavily. The rain washes away the blood and fluid, a cleansing ritual after fulfilling life's most sacred mission. Nearly 30 young have been born, but the Amazon rainforest never promises survival for all. The weak will be consumed by their own siblings. The slow will become prey for birds, otters, or even piranhas. Valcara knows this. She does not look back at them. For her, the task is complete. One cycle of life ends only to begin a new chain of survival. Brutal, but inevitable. As the Amazon forest quiets after a great rain, a herd of gentle creatures begins to move towards the riverbank. It is a group of capybaras, the world's largest rodent. Leading them is a large male weighing some 130 pounds, his grayish-brown coat perpetually damp. The herd numbers more than a dozen, including nursing, females and young, just a few weeks old, who stay close to their mothers. Capybaras are semi-aquatic mammals, their webbed feet making them expert swimmers. They feed on grasses, roots and fallen fruit, sometimes consuming over 7 pounds of vegetation a day. Though gentle, they live in highly organized groups, communicating through a series of calls, growls, and soft whistles. But today the wind is still, and this is the most dangerous time. In a shallow stretch of the river, a long, dark shadow lies hidden beneath a blanket of algae. It is Valcara. After weeks of rest, she is now hungry and needs energy to recover. cold eyes watch the herd of capybaras as they slowly approach the water's edge, unaware that death lies just beneath their feet. This is more than a meal. It is proof that in the Amazon rainforest, no one is truly safe when the green phantom glides by. As darkness falls on the riverbank, high above the Amazon forest awakens in a world of color and song. And nothing represents this vibrancy better than the macaw, a bird that wears all the colors of the rainforest. A pair of macaws soars between the low clouds. Their plumage looks as if it were painted by hand, fiery red as brilliant as the river is blue and a yellow as golden as the midday sun. With a wingspan of nearly 3 feet and a strong curved beak, they fly in pairs emitting shrill calls that are both a means of contact and a declaration of territory. Macaws mate for life. They not only fly together, but also forage for nuts and fruits together and defend their nest from predators. As sunset approaches, a remarkable spectacle begins on the clay cliffs along the river. From all corners of the forest, hundreds of colorful parrots gather, forming a whirlwind of color. This is not a time for courting or nesting. This is an ancient ritual, peculiar but vital to their lives, eating clay. Macaws and several other parrot species congregate on these clay licks, using their powerful beaks to break off and swallow pieces of the earth. What appears to be a peculiar ritual is in truth an act of ancient wisdom. The forest provides a bounty of fruits and seeds, but many come with a hidden defense poison. Here, at these clay banks, the parrots find their antidote, a natural pharmacy that allows them to feast upon a forbidden menu. The sight of hundreds of colorful birds all pecking at the earth together creates a living symphony. After they have had their fill, the parrots take flight, returning to the treetops, leaving behind the disturbed earth evidence of a strange but brilliant evolutionary behavior. The evening shadows lengthen. The sound of wing beats fades like a song ending another day in the lush forest. As the sun climbs higher on a sandbank jutting into the river, dark grey forms lie basking in the sun. It is a congregation of caimans, the most dangerous predators of South America's fresh waters. They lie motionless, resembling old weathered logs. But beneath that rough skin lie powerful muscles and lightning-fast reflexes. Black caimans are cold-blooded, and sunbathing not only warms their bodies, but is also a strategy for resting and concealing their intent. Here lies a living relic from a lost age. A mature male can stretch over 16 feet, a formidable weight of armor and muscle forged for ambush. In his world, deer, wild boar, even the mighty jaguar are all merely opportunities waiting to be seized. The young gather at the water's edge under the close watch of their mother, one of the few reptiles that exhibits parental care. Any small sound from her offspring puts the mother on high alert, ready to plunge into the water in an instant. Caimans do not often hunt during the day, but if an opportunity presents itself, they will not miss it. A young monkey slips while coming down for a drink. A bird takes a careless step. These are mistakes paid for with life. But beneath the still water, Velcora is waiting. She does not usually hunt by day, but the hunger after giving birth and the instinct of a predator have made her take the risk. In the dark mud, Velcara lies motionless, her cold eyes stalking, calculating every move of the approaching Caiman, who is unaware that today the hunter will become the hunted. As the Caiman reaches the water's edge, the attack happens in a fraction of a second. Silent, precise, brutal. Slowly, agonizingly, the struggles of the Caiman cease. And then an even more unsettling spectacle begins. For the phantom of the swamp, the victory is only sealed when she consumes her rival whole. Inch by inch, the scaly, armored body disappears into a jaw that opens like a gateway to the underworld. As the serpent silently sinks to the bottom of the lagoon with her swollen belly, the water's surface becomes calm once more. The African sun beats down on the Serengeti, turning the vast grasslands into a sea of parched gold. The wind carries waves of red dust, and with it the searing heat of the dry season. In the distance, the horizon begins to move. At first, just a few small dots, then they spread like a flood. A wall of black and white is approaching hundreds of thousands of zebras on the march part of the greatest migration on Earth. The ground trembles beneath their urgent hooves. The sound is a thunderous rhythmic drumming, an endless symphony of the wild. Each year, more than 300,000 zebras, along with 1.5 million wildebeest and hundreds of thousands of gazelles, undertake one of the most grueling migrations on the planet. They move not because they want to, but because they must. The rains have ceased in the Serengeti, leaving behind arid lands, dried up waterholes, and withered grass. If they do not leave, they will die of hunger, thirst, or fall to predators. But what lies ahead is not just green pasture. On their journey of over 500 miles, they will face Africa's most brutal challenges. Leading this colossal army are the strongest zebras. Their black and white striped bodies shimmer in the sun, creating a hypnotic mirage on the vast plains. But even in this crowd, they cannot let their guard down. Their ears are always pricked, their eyes constantly scanning the land ahead. And hidden in the tall grass, the sharp eyes of a lioness watch and wait for a moment of distraction. High above, flocks of vultures circle, their dark wings spread wide, observing every step of the migrants, waiting for the weak to fall. After a journey of hundreds of miles, the zebra herd finally reaches the banks of the Mara River, a brutal natural boundary between life and death. Before them is a dark, fast-flowing current concealing deadly threats. Behind them, the dry grass is rapidly disappearing. They know that if they do not cross, hunger and thirst will kill them before the predators can. The leaders halt their ears, prick their eyes, nervously scanning the water's edge. There is no sign of crocodiles, but they are not easily fooled. Instinct tells them that the most patient hunters are lurking beneath the silent water. But the herd behind them grows ever larger. The pressure of hundreds of thousands of individuals weighs heavily on the leaders. They cannot hesitate forever. There is no other choice. A brave-led zebra plunges into the water, and like a chain reaction, the entire herd suddenly follows. The surface of the water erupts, the sound of hooves striking the river, and the frantic whinnying echoes through the Mara Valley. The zebras swim powerfully, their legs kicking constantly, heads held high above the water to maintain balance. But this is not just a swim, this is a battle for life. From the riverbed, the predators they feared have been waiting. Nile crocodiles, Africa's most merciless killers, have been lying motionless like floating logs. But amid the chaos, the survivors push forward. The first ones touch hoof to the sandy bank, their legs trembling, but they keep running. They do not stop to rest. They do not look back. Then, one by one, others escape the deadly current, covered in mud, gasping for breath, but with their eyes still full of the will to survive. By the time the last zebras reach the other side, the river behind them has returned to its usual deceptive calm. But the zebra herd does not stop. The journey is not over. Ahead of them lie the green pastures of the Serengeti, where life continues. And in just a few months, when the water dries up and the grass dies, they will have to return south. The Great Migration will continue, as it has for millions of years, an endless cycle of survival. The Mara River gradually returns to its quiet state after the chaos. But for the Nile crocodiles, the feast is over. These ancient predators have awaited this moment for weeks, and now they are reaping their rewards. But wild nature never wastes a meal. The African sun hangs in the sky, scorching the Serengeti plains with a brutal heat. The dry season has enveloped the land, turning the green pastures into a sea of golden dust. The rivers are narrowing, leaving behind muddy pools where thousands of thirsty creatures gather. And there the battle for survival plays out once again. In the distance, a cloud of dust rises on the horizon. The sound of hooves is loud and unceasing. The wildebeest herds continue their eternal journey, crossing the parched lands in search of the few remaining pastures. Hundreds of thousands move like an endless river, their vacant eyes reflecting the exhaustion of their journey. A young calf follows its mother each step, a struggle against thirst. It does not know that in this land, weakness means being left behind. and it does not know that in the distance in the golden grass a pack of African wild dogs has already taken position. Unlike lions who rule with brute force, African wild dogs are masters of coordination. Their packs can number up to 20 individuals, a machine that operates with perfect tactics. No one acts alone. They do not need to roar to intimidate their prey. They only need patience and speed. A soft call sounds, and the entire pack begins to move. They do not charge in immediately. They accelerate slowly, forming an encircling arc around their prey, which remains completely unaware. A tremor of panic runs through the entire herd, and they all bolt as one. But for the wild dogs, this is exactly what they need. The faster ones move in, cutting the calf off from the herd. All hope of survival is lost. The strong survive, the weak are culled, and the predators continue to maintain nature's balance. As the sun sets, the wild dogs quickly consume their share. They do not linger. The shadows of larger predators are approaching. Hyenas, vultures, and even lions have scented what remains. But the wild dogs do not care. They are full. Tonight they will rest, and tomorrow, when the sun rises, they will continue their hunt. From high above, a dark shadow glides past. An African fish eagle dives its sharp eyes scanning the water's surface. It is not interested in the adult birds, but targets the newly hatched flamingo chicks. With a powerful flap of its wings, it descends like an arrow, seizing its target with its steel-like talons. In an instant, it is gone, carrying its prize away. Dawn illuminates the wild riverbanks of Tanzania beneath the cliffs of the Rufiji River. A magical scene unfolds. Hundreds of southern Carmine bee-eaters emerge from small burrows dug into the riverbank, their wings shimmering in the sunlight. They fly high, circling and tumbling in the morning breeze. With their small bodies, only 8 to 11 inches long, southern Carmine bee-eaters are masters of the art of aerial insect hunting. They circle over the water's surface. Their sharp eyes miss no small movement. A bee flies past, and in a fraction of a second, a Carmine bird dives its curved beak, snatching the prey with a precise bite. But it does not swallow it immediately. It strikes the bee against a branch, removing the stinger before enjoying its hearty breakfast. The breeding season is also when these birds are busiest. Pairs will work together to dig deep into the soft earth, creating small tunnels about 3 to 6 feet long, where their eggs will be laid and incubated in safety. The male and female take turns incubating the eggs and protecting the nest from ever-present predators. Although they are talented hunters, southern Carmine bee-eaters are not the masters of the sky. In this unforgiving dance, the predator is the conductor, setting the very pulse of the plains. Here on the vast sun-scorched plains of Africa, an ancient drama unfolds, a delicate balance of life and death woven into the very fabric of the continent. At the pinnacle of this intricate chain of life reigns the lion, an apex predator. They are the key to regulating the numbers and the health of the great herbivore herds. He is a titan of the savannah, up to 550 pounds of muscle and might, a living embodiment of power, stretching nearly 11 feet from nose to tail. His magnificent mane is a symbol of power, yet a disadvantage when hunting. And so the primary burden of the hunt falls to the lionesses, the true providers for the pride. For a fleeting moment, she is a blur of muscle and intent, capable of unleashing a staggering 35-mile-per-hour charge. They often hunt as a team and share the rewards. Lions are the only great cats to live in such complex social groups, which means there are always many mouths to feed. A grown lioness requires about 12 pounds of meat each day, while a large male can devour as much as 100 pounds in a single sitting. Prides of this size must hunt almost daily to sustain themselves, a relentless task for the females. Because they can only maintain their top speed for a brief 300 feet, the element of surprise is the key to a successful hunt. And even when within reach, the struggle is far from over. It takes all of a lioness's strength to bring down a male zebra, which can be twice her weight. This is where the power of the pride is truly revealed. This is the secret to their reign, for it is here in the crucible of the hunt that the strength of one becomes the power of many, turning a near impossible challenge into a matter of survival. Every hunt also serves as an invaluable lesson for the growing cubs, helping them to hone the essential skills for their future. Meanwhile, in a safe and hidden den, new life is enjoying a peaceful beginning. At only 6 weeks old, their world is one of warmth and shadow. Their only nourishment, their only connection to the vast world outside flows from their mother. The lioness will keep her litter concealed and protected until they are strong enough to be introduced to the rest of the pride. They will remain with their mother for nearly 2 years, learning everything they need to survive. The new day begins, and at the heart of the savannah, the silence is broken by a confident tread. The new day begins, and with it a presence emerges, not with the haste of the hunted, nor the stealth of the unsure, but with the measured tread of a king. All 485 pounds of muscle and majesty, He is the savannah, made manifest, a walking embodiment of power that needs no introduction. Every movement is a lesson in dominance, a body built for direct confrontation, advancing with a deliberate, measured pace. But power is not his only asset. What makes him truly formidable is his ability to maintain control over an empire. His roar can carry for 5 miles a resonant warning to any who would dare draw near. When hunger demands action, the drama of the hunt unfolds, yet he is not the central player. The lionesses, smaller and more agile, are the true architects of the attack. They move in silence with gestures almost imperceptible. Each knows her role, one to the front, another to the flank, and a third to block the path of retreat. At the decisive moment, it is over in seconds. A lunge, a rustle in the grass, and the fatal bite to the throat ends all attempts at escape. The meal is secured, but it comes with a price. The males, despite not participating in the hunt, have priority in the sharing of the spoils. They command respect, but they also provide protection. Battles are fought not just for territory, but for lineage. A new leader, upon taking over a pride, may kill the cubs of his predecessor. A cruel but effective strategy for ensuring his own genetic legacy. The territory of a pride of lions can exceed 250 square kilometers, demarcated not only by roars but also by signs and constant patrols. Even at rest in the shade of a tree, a lion is never truly relaxed. He watches, he calculates, and he decides. Because on the savannah, the leader is not the one who roars loudest, but the one who knows when to act. But power on the savannah wears many masks. As the sun beats down, forcing the great prides into slumber, another more secretive form of dominance emerges. This is a dominion not of roars and open rule, but of shadows and silence. The leopard moves alone, and that is a choice. Weighing around 130 pounds with a slender body cloaked in a pattern of rosettes, it is born to remain unseen. The savannah does not notice it, and that is precisely how it wants it. Its footsteps are almost completely unheard. It can spend hours observing an open clearing, gauging the wind's direction, assessing every movement. The leopard does not hunt on impulse. It waits for the perfect moment. When it strikes, it is as if time itself slows down. The leap is precise, the impact certain, and a single bite to the neck ends everything before a sound can be made. But what truly sets this predator apart is what it does next. It drags the carcass, often larger than itself, high into the branches of a tree. There, beyond the reach of hyenas and lions, it turns the canopy into a safe larder. This behavior is not mere instinct, it is calculation. The leopard avoids conflict, anticipates risk, and protects its prize with an admirable coolness. At night, it transforms completely. Keen eyesight and a sharp sense of smell turn it into a phantom of the darkness. It hunts in absolute silence, using the night as an ally. It does not confront dangers, it moves around them. A body shaped for agility, senses that act as a constant radar, and a mind ever alert make it one of the most dangerous of predators. With no need for fame or display, it exists in quietness. An enemy cannot attack what it cannot see. In the leopard's world, every day is a problem of survival, and it is always one step ahead. Even in sleep, its ears are listening, its eyes half closed beneath the leaves, ready to vanish in an instant. For with this predator, secrecy is the most effective armor. As dusk falls, a strange sound breaks the stillness. It is not a roar, but a sharp, piercing laugh, echoing like a warning. The spotted hyena clan is coming. Weighing up to 176 pounds, the spotted hyena is one of Africa's most organized and effective predators. Their power is not in the solitary strike, but in the calculated chaos of the clan. A single intelligent mind operating through many bodies. They do not plan an attack. They are the attack, a fluid, probing tide of opportunism, constantly testing, seeking the single crack in their prey's resolve. Once the chase begins, the outcome is rarely in the prey's favor. They do not need to be faster, they need to be more persistent. Brutal but efficient, they often begin to consume their prey even while it is still struggling. The shorter the time from capture to consumption, the lower the risk of losing the meal to rivals. Competition is part of the game. They confront lions, challenge leopards, and contest space with wild dogs, not with solitary strength, but with their ability to act as a group. Their jaws have devastating power. Bones, hooves, cartilage all become food. Very little is left behind. They are master opportunists, knowing how to turn chaos to their advantage. They do not just hunt, they control the stage. Where they pass, silence gives way to a calculated chaos. No one shares a portion with the hyena, they take what they want. In the game of survival, they are not the pawns, they are the players who move the board. And when the final laugh rings out, it is the sound that signals the end of a perfect hunt. On the horizon, a group of animals appears, breaking the mold of all other predators. Not with power nor with ambush, but with collective precision. These are African wild dogs. Weighing around 66 pounds with long legs and large rounded ears, these hunters may not impress at first glance. But behind that unassuming appearance lies one of Africa's most successful predators. The secret is the pack. Each pack functions as a single living organism where every member knows its role. Before the hunt, there is a quiet preparation, as if they are synchronizing their instincts. They communicate on the run, adjusting positions, encircling their quarry and taking turns in the lead. The prey faces not just speed, it faces a collective intelligence. Their defining trait is stamina. They can run for great distances without reducing their pace. When they catch their prey, they act with brutal speed, eating quickly to minimize the risk of their kill being stolen. Their success rate can be over 80%. A figure attainable only through discipline, communication, and careful selection of prey. This way of life extends to their social world. There is a dominant pair, but all participate in raising the young and caring for the injured. It is a unity rarely seen among predators. They do not need overwhelming strength, they win with strategy. In the world of the African wild dog, no one is left behind. Survival is not an individual effort, but a victory for the entire pack. Even the young are taught to coordinate, not just how to hunt. Each day is a test of endurance, cohesion, and loyalty. They do not seek glory, they seek life, and they do it together. In this land of intense competition, they are a reminder that cooperation is also a weapon. As the sun climbs higher, a slender body stretches among the grasses. The cheetah does not roar. It does not impose with size. It is a masterpiece of biological engineering built for speed. Weighing just over 150 pounds, it can seem fragile. But its light skeleton, elastic muscles, and a long tail that acts as a rudder make it the fastest land animal on the planet. In less than 4 seconds, it can reach 60 miles per hour. But speed without purpose is merely motion. The cheetah's true genius lies in its mastery of the chase. Its spine, a marvel of elastic engineering, allows it to pivot on a blade of grass, to weave through the air itself, turning the frantic escape of its prey into a perfectly choreographed dance of pursuit. Unlike predators that rely on ambush, the cheetah needs to be seen. It does not attack on a whim, but chooses with precision. If it calculates that it cannot close the distance, it will abandon the chase, for every attempt consumes immense energy. Its body is not made for repeated conflict. After a chase, it needs time to recover. In those minutes, it is highly vulnerable. A moment's delay could cost it everything. Therefore, it chooses to hunt by day, avoiding the peak hours of activity for lions and hyenas. It needs peace to eat, but even then there are no guarantees. It knows it cannot defend its meal. It is a master of the moment, a hunter that does not need to dominate the day, only that single instant when everything aligns and one success is enough to secure another day under the sun. It wins not by strength, but by the perfection of its timing. In this harsh world, speed is the only weapon it possesses, and it is all that it needs. Every hunt is a gamble where the line between success and exhaustion is just a few heartbeats wide. It is not a conqueror of the plains, but an artist of the savannah, silent, sharp, and ruthlessly precise. Because for the cheetah, a single flash is enough to trade for a day of survival in a land of giants. The quiet riverbanks of Africa hide a predator that needs neither to run, nor jump, nor roar to dominate. It simply waits motionless and lethal, the Nile crocodile. At over 16 feet long and weighing up to 1,500 pounds, it looks like a living rock in the water. Only its eyes break the surface, while the rest of its body remains invisible. The force of its bite is one of the most powerful in the animal kingdom. Once its jaws have closed, there is no escape. It drags its victim to the bottom and spins ferociously in a maneuver known as the death roll. During the Great Migrations, when wildebeest and zebra attempt to cross the rivers, the crocodile becomes a silent executioner. The attack is sudden, an explosion of water, a body pulled under, and in seconds all is quiet again. This predator is not limited to large herbivores. An unwary wild dog, a curious lion cub, or even a hyena can become prey. The seemingly placid river is its domain, and there it is king. It does not need to chase, it turns patience into a weapon. Every strike is the result of hours of stillness, weeks of surveillance without a single sign. When it acts, time seems to shatter in an instant. Beneath those ancient scales lies a predatory instinct that has existed for millions of years, never becoming obsolete. In the still waters, it is not just a predator, it is a nightmare waiting to erupt. Amid the vastness of the savannah, there is a hunter that the most hurried eyes often overlook. It is not large nor loud, but its every step is a promise of precision, the serval. Standing just over 2 feet tall, it is a specialist in small-scale hunting. Its large mobile ears act like radar dishes scanning the environment. Every sound is captured with high clarity. It pauses, listens, calculates, and then with an almost otherworldly leap it springs into the air. The serval can jump over 6 feet high, a short flight precise and almost silent. It returns to the ground with its prey already secured in its jaws. Its targets are small rodents, lizards, birds, insects. Everything demands precision, which is why its hunting success rate is one of the highest on the savannah. It lives in the gaps of the ecosystem hunting, where larger predators do not bother. It avoids being noticed, and that is what keeps it safe. It is the embodiment of adaptation, a master of quiet efficiency. It does not need great size to make an impact. Every movement is gentle, yet always with a clear purpose. Its success comes from patience and absolute precision. In the wild world, efficiency is sometimes more important than power. It is proof that to live silently is not to be weak. The African savannah is a territory where every heartbeat follows an ancient instinct. Survival is measured not just in strength or speed, but is expressed in daily decisions in the reading of the environment. Each predator we have seen shapes this landscape in its own way, forming a delicate balance where there is no room for weakness. From solitary hunters to pack strategists, from the calculated leap to the explosive underwater attack, all follow rules that were never written. Because on the savannah, the top of the food chain is not a fixed position, it is a constant challenge. These salt flats border various bodies of water, some with surprisingly strong currents. The entire pan covers an area of around 42 acres. Its name Vermont is derived from the French Mont Vert, meaning green mountain, a name inspired by the verdant slopes of the nearby Onrus mountain. A footpath, the Vermont Trail, now winds along the edge of the pan, drawing nature lovers who come to witness its remarkable bird life. In spring and early summer, the air is thick with birds. It is possible to count as many as 40 different species in a single hour. During the dry season, however, many will depart, migrating to other feeding grounds, some to the far corners of the globe. The waters here can shift from swift-flowing channels to tranquil lagoons, and every species finds a niche perfectly suited to its needs. And here, amidst the shimmering haze, the first of our residents reveals itself. The red-knobbed coot, a creature for whom perfection is a constant pursuit. It is an activity to which it devotes a great deal of time, second only to the endless search for food. Observing these birds at close quarters is not easy. They are exceptionally shy. They feed on algae and the roots and stems of aquatic plants. Given the chance, they will also take small invertebrates, even diving deep to find them. The female lays a clutch of 5 to 7 eggs, and both parents share the duties of incubation. The chicks are quick to leave the nest after hatching, and will remain with their parents for about a month. They begin to forage for themselves between 55 and 60 days of age. The two red knobs on their foreheads, which distinguish them from other coots, appear only during the breeding season. At this time, the red-knobbed coot becomes highly territorial, fiercely defending its patch. But life here is a delicate balance. For the Cape shoveler, every ripple on the water, every shadow from above could signify the end. Survival is a moment-to-moment victory. Tragically, many young red-knobbed coots do not survive sometimes due to the overzealous care of their parents. Male and female Cape shovelers are easily told apart by the male's distinctive yellow eyes. They are most often seen in pairs or small flocks. These ducks are omnivores, their animal diet consisting mainly of mollusks and insects. This remarkable underwater hunter has an equally remarkable name, the great crested grebe. It is about the size of a common mallard. In many countries, this bird is now either locally extinct or stands on the brink of vanishing. The great crested grebe is a superb swimmer, but a reluctant flyer. It takes to the air only during seasonal migrations, flying low with a wingspan of about 3 feet. The grebe's preferred food is fish. It will also take small mollusks and crustaceans, and in times of scarcity will not refuse various kinds of larvae. It can pursue its prey to depths of 13 to 20 feet and is able to hold its breath for several minutes. In the spring, the grebe develops its special breeding attire, dark ear-like tufts, and a chestnut red ruff around its cheeks. Remarkably, their chicks can swim and dive almost immediately after hatching. Here, there is room enough for all. The black-winged stilt, a creature seemingly sketched from a single impossibly fine line balanced upon legs that defy gravity. It is acutely vulnerable to environmental change. Their numbers are in decline, and they are forced to migrate frequently, partly due to human activity, altering water levels and nesting sites. A stilt's wingspan can reach 28 to 33 inches. Its slender red legs account for about 60% of its total height. The grey heron can stand up to 39 inches tall and fly at speeds of nearly 40 miles per hour. Though it may hunt alone, it lives in quite large colonies. This unique bird lives near water, searching for a variety of insects and larvae. It is a migratory species with different strategies for its journeys. The grey heron's diet is quite varied, but consists mainly of fish. In addition, it will take amphibians, mollusks, crustaceans, and even small rodents. This is no ordinary gull, but the kelp gull. Although we see only one, this bird lives in small coastal colonies. The black-winged stilt is monogamous and nests near the shore, usually no more than 100 yards from the water's edge. Each clutch contains 2 to 4 eggs, with both parents sharing the task of incubation. After about 30 days, the young can fly and find their own food. The oldest recorded individual of this species lived for around 12 years. The white-breasted cormorant, as its name suggests, has a brilliant white chest and neck. It is a substantial bird with a body length of almost 3 feet. It favors open waters, both salt and fresh lakes, deltas, bays, and lagoons, as long as there is an abundance of fish. Each day, a single bird requires about a pound of food and is capable of swallowing a fish up to 2.5 feet long. A cormorant's body is built for pursuing fish. It has little fat but immensely powerful muscles. They can dive to depths of around 13 feet and hold their breath for a full minute. Cormorant colonies can range from 10 to 500 pairs. They will travel nearly 40 miles in search of a meal and thousands of miles during migration. The grey heron's neck has a unique shaped structure, giving it the flexibility to strike almost instantly to seize its prey. Besides fish, crustaceans, and amphibians, it will also prey on small birds or their chicks. It can hunt by day or by night. The kelp gull can live beside the ocean or by inland freshwater. The juveniles have a dark brown back and take 3 to 4 years to reach maturity. This is a young kelp gull with a characteristic mottled brown plumage on its back. It is an opportunist, eating any small prey it can find as well as carrion and refuse. The grey heron may nest in trees or near the water and has a habit of returning to the same nest or at least the same nesting site year after year. Pairs are formed through a courtship ritual in which the male calls to prospective females. Once a pair is formed, they build the nest together, the male gathering materials, the female undertaking the construction. They take turns incubating their clutch of 2 to 3 eggs. After about 25 days, the chicks hatch and are fed by both parents for another 7 to 8 weeks before they can fly. Flamingos, truly fascinating birds and an adornment to any landscape. This extraordinary creature's wingspan can reach 5.5 feet, and it can stand nearly 4 feet tall. They can fly at speeds of up to 37 miles per hour. They are highly social, sometimes gathering in groups thousands strong during their migrations. Flamingos patrol the shallows by day, searching for food such as mollusks, crustaceans, crabs, and insects. They also supplement their diet with plant matter like grasses, seeds, and algae. The flamingo's beak is a highly specialized structure that functions as a filter. The bird can submerge its beak and sometimes its entire head to draw in water, which it then forces out, trapping the food inside. One theory suggests the kelp gull's alternate name Dominican gull refers to the Dominican order of friars whose habits its plumage is said to resemble. Despite their delicate appearance, flamingos are not only strong flyers, but also competent swimmers. They bathe regularly to clean their feathers. Flamingos are monogamous, but form a new pair bond each breeding season. They perform elaborate courtship displays involving synchronized wing raising and head flagging. The pair builds the nest together. A single egg is laid rarely too. Both parents then share incubation duties for 27 to 30 days. The young stay close to the adults. A chick is typically gray and will not develop its full adult plumage until it is 2 or 3 years old. The kelp gull has one particularly distinctive feature, a single red spot on its bill. The primary threat to flamingo populations is human activity, including climate change and industrial pollution that leaches heavy metals into the water. The kelp gull population is far from endangered, with an estimated 3.3 to 4.3 million individuals worldwide, thanks to its mobility and opportunistic diet. Viewed from a distance, it's hard to see why flamingos are called pink, as they can appear almost white. In truth, their coloration is a pale rosy white. This signature hue comes from carotenoid pigments which they absorb from their food. The purest pinks are revealed only when they take flight or spread their wings. Four-toed feet provide a stable base, allowing them to walk slowly and deliberately along the shore as they forage. To rest, a flamingo will stand on one leg. The flamingo's bill is powerful and sharply curved, measuring some 4 to 5 inches long. Beneath a sun that blisters the earth lies a stage forged in the crucible of time. This is a land of brutal, breathtaking beauty, where life and death are not opposites, but partners in an eternal, intimate dance. Upon this land, 2 reigning powers prepare for a new chapter in their timeless war. One relies on absolute power, solitary yet formidable. The other trusts in flawless coordination, swift, persistent, and ruthlessly adaptable. Two strategies, two natures, a confrontation that shapes the very rhythm of the savannah. The African savannah, a land of stark contrasts. Endless skies and golden grasslands stretch to the horizon, punctuated by low shrubs that create spontaneous patterns of color. This is not merely a home, but an arena of constant encounters, where every moment can shift between paradise and peril. In this wilderness, lions with their dense manes and majestic gait emerge like monarchs from a myth. Each deliberate step they take on the dry grass accentuates their commanding presence. Lions do not simply hunt, they dominate the land. Absolute strength combined with fluid strategy makes them one of the most formidable predators, the embodiment of power across the plains. But on the plains, a throne is held by blood and instinct, and now the time has come for its rulers to act. But the zebra are merely a distraction. The true prize, one that promises to sustain a dynasty, has arrived. It is these wildebeest for which the entire family has been waiting. The lead huntress orchestrates the stalk. The matriarch begins to weave her net. Not with commands, but with a glance, a subtle shift of weight, she dispatches each sister to her appointed place in the long grass. Years of hunting as one have forged an unspoken understanding. Every individual knows its part to play. A lion has neither the explosive speed of a cheetah nor the leopard's genius for concealment. And so, this hunt depends entirely on stealth. Here, in this final approach, success is measured in silence. Every breath is a risk, every rustle of grass a potential betrayal. The first lioness explodes from cover, a deliberate sacrifice. Her charge is designed not to kill, but to create chaos. And in the pandemonium, the second shadow erupts. This time, there is no escape. Their coordinated assault finds its mark. This great wildebeest will provide a vital meal enough to sustain the entire family for a day. At the other extreme, African wild dogs appear as master artists. Agile, adaptable, and enduring, their strength comes not from individual might, but from the power of unity. The pack operates as a single entity, each member a precision-engineered part of a living machine. But this hunt is different. The scent on the wind is not of prey, but of arrival. A tide of painted hunters floods the clearing, and at its epicenter a lioness stands alone. Her courage now the only fortress for the small life trembling at her side. The standoff ends when the pack realizes its initial advantage is lost. The mother and her cub are safe. Encounters like this play out almost daily across the African grasslands. Wild dogs and lions coexist, each asserting its place through every hunt, every howl that echoes across the immense space. This domain spans some 3 million square miles from the Serengeti in Tanzania to the Kalahari in Namibia. Golden grasslands, acacia trees resembling inverted umbrellas and winding rivers are the lifeblood that sustains this place. Each year, this region receives between 20 and 50 inches of rainfall, concentrated in the few short months of the rainy season. It is then that the vegetation bursts into green and the streams fill to the brim. In this land, herbivores like wildebeest, zebras, and buffalo command the vast plains. The zebra, at around 700 pounds, moves like an apparition in its distinctive striped coat, and its kicks can make an attacker think twice. The wildebeest, a quarter-ton of muscle and migratory instinct. It carries the power of the plains in its sinews, yet this power means little when the shadows begin to move and the hunters close in. The Cape buffalo is a true giant, weighing over 2,000 pounds, a living fortress that few predators dare to approach. However, no creature here exists unchallenged.
Upon arriving at Serengeti National Park, we will immediately witness the richness and priceless value of its wildlife. The name Serengeti originates from the Masai language, meaning endless plains. Indeed, in this vast expanse of over 5,000 square miles in northern Tanzania, we'll witness one of nature's most spectacular phenomena, the annual migration. Over 1.5 million wildebeests, accompanied by hundreds of thousands of zebras and Thompson's gazelles, traverse the grasslands on a life-or-death journey in search of fresh grazing grounds. Serengeti is regarded as the most famous park in Africa, drawing thousands of visitors from around the globe to explore its pristine wilderness, virtually untouched by human hands. Perhaps the most impressive title Serengeti holds is being home to the largest lion population on the planet. Surprising, isn't it? It is estimated that around 3,000 lions roam these grasslands, hunting in prides to take advantage of the abundant prey, and maintain the delicate balance of the ecosystem. These powerful predators live in complex social groups, with each pride consisting of 10 to 15 members on average, and some prides reaching up to 40 individuals. Male lions play a dominant role in the pride, serving as leaders, territory controllers, and protectors. Typically, one or two related males lead the pride, responsible for defending it from rivals and guarding their territory, which can span up to 100 square miles. This vast territory encompasses hunting grounds, water sources, and essential resting spots. The fight to maintain control over territory is a relentless struggle. Males from other prides often attempt to take over territories and claim the females. Meanwhile, the lionesses, who are the backbone of the pride, maintain close familial bonds and usually live together for life within the same group. When young males reach adulthood, at around 3 years of age, they are driven out of the pride to establish themselves or join forces with other males. This transfer and conflict create an ongoing cycle in the wild. Lionesses take the lead in hunting. They work together using coordinated hunting strategies to bring down prey, such as zebras, wild beasts, and buffaloes, relying on low terrain for ambushes. Each adult lion requires about 11 to 15 pounds of meat daily, but they can consume up to 66 pounds in a single sitting after a large hunt. Interestingly, while males rarely join in the hunt, they are the first to eat after the prey is captured, securing their strength and leadership position. Lionesses give birth every 2 years, typically to litters of 2 to 4 cubs. The gestation period lasts about 110 days. When giving birth, a lioness separates from the pride to find a safe place to protect her newborns. After a few weeks, she returns to the pride, where all members, including other lionesses, help protect and care for the cubs. Another fascinating fact is that the lionesses within a pride often synchronize their reproductive cycles, allowing cubs from different mothers to grow up together. This creates a mutual support network where all the lionesses collectively care for the cubs, increasing their chances of survival. In a corner of the Serengeti, near the Grumeti River, lies a legendary pride of lions known as the Mwamba Pride. This pride consists of 14 members, including 3 dominant males and several experienced lionesses. Mwamba, the leading male, has repeatedly defended his pride from intruders, ensuring the safety of the lionesses and their cubs. The lionesses, led by Sarabi, a bold 8-year-old lioness, are renowned for their well-coordinated hunts and remarkable ability to take down large prey. Together, they have helped the pride thrive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. In the Serengeti Plains, lions are more than just predators. They symbolize strength, strategy, and the complexity of social networks. Lions embody power, survival, and leadership. Across the vast savannah, they reign with absolute authority, defending their territory, caring for their families, and sustaining the cycle of life that defines this land. The success of each pride heavily depends on the harmony among its members and the delicate balance between hunting and survival. Do you believe that unity is the most crucial factor in the wild? Share your thoughts in the comments to let the Nature Moment audience know. But it's not just lions that leave their mark on the African savanna. There is another remarkable big cat, not known for brute strength, but for its agility and graceful beauty, the cheetah. Nicknamed the fastest runner on Earth, a cheetah can reach astonishing speeds of up to 70 miles per hour in mere seconds. Its body is built for speed, long legs, a flexible spine, and wide paws that provide powerful thrust across the open plains. Even its claws are semi-retractable, offering extra grip during high-speed chases. Incredible, isn't it? However, this speed can only be sustained for a brief 20 seconds or less. If the prey isn't caught within that window, the cheetah must stop to rest as its body overheats from the intense effort. Cheetahs mainly prey on small antelopes like gazelles, impalas, and sometimes hares. Despite their superior speed, cheetahs have only about a 50% success rate in their hunts, forcing them to hunt frequently to survive. Cheetahs have a distinct social structure compared to lions. Females are solitary, roaming vast territories, while males often form small groups called coalitions, typically made up of brothers. These coalitions work together to hunt and protect their territory, increasing their survival odds. After giving birth, a female raises her cubs alone, typically delivering 3 to 5 cubs per litter after a 3-month pregnancy. The cubs rely entirely on their mother in the first few months, learning essential hunting and survival skills from her. A cheetah's territory can span over 300 square miles, especially in areas with scarce prey. Unlike other big cats, cheetahs do not aggressively defend their territory, but instead mark it with urine and scratches on trees. Hunting in open terrain means cheetahs often face competition from other predators. Lions and hyenas frequently steal their kills, but the cheetah's incredible speed and adaptability in the savannah make it one of Africa's most exceptional hunters. While it may not be the strongest among the big cats, the cheetah compensates with agility, smart strategies, and exceptional hunting skills on the open plains. In the Serengeti and Masai Mara, cheetahs continue to face the harsh realities of nature, striving to maintain their place in the food chain. Serengeti National Park is not only a symbol of breathtaking landscapes, but also the perfect destination for those seeking an authentic safari experience. It is home to a diverse and unique ecosystem, attracting millions of visitors each year to witness the majesty of African wildlife firsthand. But Serengeti is more than just scenic beauty. It is a carefully protected area managed by licensed tour companies that play a crucial role in conserving and maintaining ecological balance. Safari operators in Serengeti are closely monitored by government authorities and conservation organizations. They offer a variety of tours to meet the needs of travelers from around the world. Among the most popular are 4x4 game drives, which allow guests to experience wildlife at dawn or dusk when animals are most active. Another unforgettable adventure is a hot air balloon safari, where visitors can glide gently over the vast grasslands, observing the wild from a unique vantage point. Sustainable tourism in Serengeti is not only a way to explore one of the world's last wilderness areas, but also an essential effort in preserving this unique ecosystem. Safari companies play a key role in balancing visitors' sense of adventure with the responsibility of protecting nature. Whether traversing the open plains in a 4x4 or soaring above the savannah in a hot air balloon, a safari in Serengeti offers not only a chance to witness, but also to feel the grandeur of nature in one of the world's most iconic habitats. Serengeti is a paradise for countless animal species, but for many visitors, the greatest attraction is the great migration of wildebeests. From July to September, millions of wildebeests, zebras, and gazelles move northward through the park in search of greener pastures in Kenya, especially in the Masai Mara. This migration cycle is one of the largest and most awe-inspiring animal movements on the planet. During this time, crowds of visitors gather to witness this spectacular event. Imagine millions of creatures on the move, a vibrant, unending stream flowing across the vast African plains. This is the breathtaking sight of the great wildebeest migration. It is one of nature's most extraordinary events, following an annual cycle driven by the rains and the search for lush grazing lands. On this journey, wildebeests, along with zebras and gazelles, travel nearly 1,200 miles, 2,000 kilometers, in a magical circuit through the African savannah. From December to March, in the southern Serengeti grasslands, the females give birth, filling the landscape with thousands of newborn calves. This is a time of abundance, but it also carries with it significant dangers. Can you imagine it? Millions of newborn calves take their first steps, but not all of them will survive. Predators like lions, hyenas, and cheetahs lurk in the area, taking advantage of the vulnerability of these newborns. From April to June, as the rains taper off, the wildebeest continue their journey northward in search of greener pastures. The central grasslands of Serengeti become the stage for this massive movement, with long lines of wildebeests, zebras, and gazelles traveling together toward new feeding grounds. This migration is one of the largest animal movements on Earth, second only to the spectacular bat migration from Congo to Zambia. These herbivores create a breathtaking natural spectacle. However, this magical journey is far from easy, and the price is high. Many wildebeests do not make it, falling prey to predators or succumbing to the harsh challenges along the way. From July to October, the peak of the migration on the fast-flowing waters, teeming with Nile crocodiles, pose a deadly obstacle for many. It is the price life must pay to renew itself and continue its flow across these vast lands. However, those that survive the perilous crossing will find the lush grasslands of Masai Mara, Kenya. Here, they will remain until drought forces them to return south. In this abundant paradise, the mating season begins, marked by plentiful food and the continuation of the species. The Great Migration is a vivid portrait of the relentless struggle for survival in Serengeti and Masai Mara, where life is reborn amid conflict and renewal. It is a harsh yet harmonious dance of nature, reminding us of the boundless power of the natural world and the extraordinary resilience of the wildebeests. These wildebeests are a living testament to the interdependence within the Serengeti ecosystem, where every creature, no matter how small, plays a vital role in sustaining one of the world's greatest natural wonders. As we follow the migration of the wildebeests, we cross the border from Tanzania into Kenya, arriving at Masai Mara, one of Africa's most treasured gems. Masai Mara is a vast expanse of grasslands covering approximately 583 square miles, 1,510 kilometers, closely interconnected with Serengeti National Park. This area is not only one of the richest and most diverse ecosystems on the planet, but also the cultural home of the Maasai people, whose traditions and lifestyle are deeply rooted in the land and its wildlife. Did you know that the name Mara means spotted, referring to the scattered trees that create dappled patches of light and shadow across the landscape? The Maasai, known for their vibrant attire and traditional jewelry, have lived in harmony with the wildlife of this region for centuries. They are renowned for their livestock herding skills and their rich cultural traditions. For the Maasai, animals are more than companions within their territory. They are integral to life and deserve respect and conservation. Safari companies, many of which are Maasai-run, play a crucial role in preserving the region through sustainable tourism. These companies ensure that visitors can explore Masai Mara without disrupting the delicate ecosystem that sustains its vibrant wildlife. For example, sunrise hot air balloon flights offer a unique aerial view of the vast grasslands, allowing guests to appreciate the beauty of Masai Mara while minimizing environmental impact. Giraffes are an iconic symbol of Masai Mara, their graceful silhouettes standing out against the horizon. The Masai giraffe, a native subspecies of the region, is easily recognized by the distinct patterns on its coat. Giraffes primarily feed on the leaves of acacia trees, using their long necks to reach foliage at heights that other herbivores cannot access. Each day, a giraffe can consume up to 75 pounds, 34 kilograms of leaves, ensuring it has enough sustenance in the vast grasslands. Unlike many other large animals in Africa, giraffes do not live in fixed groups. Instead, they form flexible herds that include females, males, and young calves. These groups can range from just 2 or 3 individuals to as many as 50 during migration seasons. This social structure provides an advantage in spotting predators, as giraffes can detect threats from a distance. Despite their large size and seemingly slow movements, giraffes can be remarkably agile, reaching speeds of up to 37 miles, 60 km/h, over short distances. Their reproductive cycle is equally fascinating. After a pregnancy lasting around 15 months, a female gives birth to a calf that stands an impressive 6 feet, 1.8 meters tall at birth. The mother provides attentive care, keeping the calf close for about a year as it learns to navigate the grasslands. Masai giraffes can live up to 25 years in the wild. However, while young calves are at risk from natural predators like lions, the biggest threats to adult giraffes come from human conflict and habitat loss. In Masai Mara, however, they find refuge and thrive within the vast protected areas. Giraffes are not only symbols of natural beauty, but also key indicators of ecosystem health. Their abundance across the grasslands signals that the environment is in balance, providing the necessary resources for them to flourish. Sharing the vast grasslands of Masai Mara with giraffes are striped hyenas, intelligent and efficient predators. Though often associated with scavenging, they are also highly effective hunters. Working in organized packs, hyenas can take down prey larger than themselves, such as wildebeests and zebras. With extremely powerful jaws, they can crush bones and consume every part of a carcass. Their ability to eat what other predators leave behind ensures that almost nothing is wasted in the grasslands. Striped hyenas possess one of the most complex social structures among mammals. They live in large packs, led by a strict matriarchal hierarchy, where dominant, larger, and more aggressive females lead the group. The alpha female holds the highest rank, with priority access to food and dominant control over reproductive opportunities. This hierarchy is critical for the group's survival, as hyenas fiercely compete for resources within their territory. A hyena pack's size can vary, but groups of up to 80 members are common. The larger the pack, the more powerful its influence within the ecosystem. Female hyenas not only dominate the hierarchy, but also control territory and lead organized hunts. They play a vital role in protecting the group from larger predators like lions and safeguarding their young. Alpha females have a reproductive advantage and can give birth every 11 to 14 months, typically to 2 cubs at a time. These cubs are raised in separate dens, and unlike other predators that rely on help, hyena mothers raise their offspring alone, providing highly nutritious milk for up to 18 months. Though the cubs begin eating meat at an early age, social communication within the pack is crucial for group cohesion. Sounds ranging from cackling laughs to long howls help maintain connections between members, especially during group hunts, territorial patrols, and conflicts with rival packs. The coordination among hyenas makes them effective both as hunters and scavengers, maximizing their chances of survival in the competitive environment of Masai Mara. In Masai Mara, interactions between species are vibrant, with a rich diversity of mammals, birds, and predators. You often see different species sharing the same space. Among these predators, one of the most adaptable and resilient big cats is the leopard. In the park, leopards lead solitary and tranquil lives, but remain ever vigilant, using trees and dense vegetation to hunt and rest undisturbed by the surrounding commotion. Leopards are among the most adaptable big cats in the world. Their ability to thrive in diverse environments, from dense rainforests to arid deserts and open grasslands, makes them some of nature's most successful hunters. In Masai Mara, this adaptability is essential for their survival. The combination of open landscapes, lush grasslands, and scattered trees creates the perfect environment for hunting and shelter, ensuring their continued presence in the ecosystem. With a muscular yet sleek build, leopards stand between 24 and 28 inches, 60 to 70 centimeters at the shoulder, and measure 5.2 to 7.5 feet, 1.6 to 2.3 meters in length, including a tail that can extend up to 3 feet, 1 meter. They weigh between 66 and 198 pounds, 30 to 90 kilograms, with males typically larger than females. Their coat varies from golden yellow to reddish gold, covered with dark spots called rosettes, providing perfect camouflage among the shadows of trees and vegetation in Masai Mara. These solitary cats are masters of hunting. Their diet is highly varied, ranging from small rodents and birds to medium-sized antelopes like impalas and gazelles. A key strategy involves hoisting their prey into trees, a crucial technique to prevent scavengers like lions and hyenas from stealing their kills. This allows them to eat in peace over several days, away from competition. leopard's life in Masai Mara extends beyond hunting. They are territorial animals, defending areas of up to 29 square miles, 75 kilometers, by marking their territory with urine and claw marks on trees. Each leopard has its own space, except for females with young cubs. Female leopards enter estrus every 15 to 20 days and give birth to 1 to 3 cubs after a gestation period of around 100 days. Cubs are born blind and vulnerable, completely dependent on their mother during the first few months of life. The mother hides her cubs in caves, dense bushes, or rocky crevices to protect them from predators. During their first 2 years, she teaches them essential hunting and survival skills, including stealth and knowledge of territorial boundaries. After this period, the cubs become independent and must establish their own territory far from their mother's range. Leopards can live between 12 and 17 years in the wild, but their survival depends on their ability to remain elusive and avoid conflict with larger predators. In Masai Mara, this skill is particularly vital as they coexist with large hyena packs, lion prides, and even elephants within the same area. Leopards are the perfect embodiment of resilience and adaptability, thriving wherever food, shelter, and survival opportunities exist. In Masai Mara, they reign in the shadows, a stealthy presence rarely seen, yet one that profoundly influences the entire ecosystem.
The apex predators, lions, hyenas, and African wild dogs, are the true rulers of the food chain. Their coats, a mosaic of irregular colors, mirror the chaotic yet ordered beauty of nature. These small warriors have been honed over millions of years to become one of the planet's most effective predators. Approximately 1.7 million years ago, the ancestors of the wild dog appeared. It was a period when Africa's climate underwent dramatic changes, giving way to vast new grasslands. The wild dog's body is engineered for maximum efficiency on the hunt. Weighing between 40 and 80 pounds, they are among the lightest carnivores in Africa. Their legs are long and slender, with only 4 toes on each foot instead of the 5 found on most canines. This structure seems purpose-built for traversing the savannah. Their coat with its patches of black, white, and gold is not just striking but also serves as perfect camouflage among the tall grasses where sunlight casts dappled shadows. With this unique appearance, wild dogs can vanish from sight like shadows gliding over the land. Today, this masterful predator is found only in a few areas, such as the Okavango Delta in Botswana, the Serengeti, and the Selous Game Reserve in Tanzania. The expansion of the savannah brought advantages but also posed many challenges. On such an open landscape where the line between life and death is but a moment, surviving alone is impossible. Thus, wild dogs have developed a deeply cohesive social structure. Each pack typically consists of 10 to 40 individuals forming a community akin to an extended family. At the heart of the pack is an alpha pair, usually the strongest male and female. The alpha pair not only leads, but are also the only members of the pack permitted to breed. When the alpha pair has a new litter, the other members share the responsibility of care. They take turns protecting the pups from predators or environmental threats. Every wild dog hunt begins with a period of careful observation. The pack scans for potential prey such as impalus gazelles or the young of wildebeest and zebras. The target is often chosen based on signs of weakness or vulnerability, such as a calf separated from its herd or a sick individual unable to run fast. The decision is not made by a single individual. African wild dogs exhibit a peculiar behavior. Before initiating a hunt, they perform an act known as sneezing. This is not a mere reflex, but a unique form of communication, signifying consensus, a rare expression of democracy in the animal kingdom. The fastest individuals run ahead to apply pressure on the prey while others move to the flanks to cut off escape routes. A few members position themselves at the rear, ensuring the prey cannot turn back. This coordination is like a perfectly choreographed performance. This collective strategy raises their hunting success rate to 85%, a figure that surpasses most predators on the savannah. As soon as the prey is subdued, the entire pack begins to feed immediately. They eat not only to satisfy their own needs, but also to store nutrients to bring back to other members. Wild dogs have a characteristic behavior. They regurgitate a portion of their digested food to share with their kin, demonstrating a strong social bond and community spirit. However, the savannah is never a completely safe place. Lions, with their superior size and strength, frequently steal food from wild dog packs. In urgent situations, the wild dog's social structure is more evident than ever. When an individual is injured or in danger, the entire pack immediately rallies to protect that member. In this world of constant peril, the wild dog's greatest weapon is not tooth or claw, but trust. For it has been found that a pack bound by loyalty, a family that stands together, is far more likely to endure the hardships of the savannah than one that is fractured and alone. By focusing on the weak, old or sick individuals in herds of impala, gazelle or wildebeest, wild dogs act as an invisible hand of nature, helping to improve the health and strength of prey populations. However, human expansion has encroached upon their natural habitat. Savannas are converted into agricultural land and forests are cleared, restricting the space they need to roam and hunt. At the same time, diseases like rabies and canine distemper, often transmitted from domestic dogs, have severely impacted wild dog populations. Not only must they overcome threats from a harsh environment and disease, but wild dogs also face fierce competition from larger predators.